Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and my series on finding meaning in what you do, getting what you want, and then setting goals so that you can move forward with that. If you didn't see the last video, I recommend you go back and take a look at it because there are some important points that I make in that video. And if you did see it, then you will remember that the values that we're talking about, finding value in what you do, it's a direct reflection of your self-concept. And I give 4 basic ways of finding value in what you do. So go back, look at that video. But today I'm going to look a little bit at mindset and belief about your goals that you've set. Now, goals are important because we need to know what we're aiming at. If we don't know what we're aiming at, we're kind of shooting in any direction, and remember, wherever you aim, that's where you land. So if you don't know where you're aiming, you don't know where you're gonna land, right? It's very important to understand what you believe about your goals, why you believe what you believe, and understanding the true motivation behind your goals. Many people will put a belief or a motivation behind a goal that's not actually the motivation or the belief. And I had a client who came in, and I do goal setting with my clients, and I ask, what is it that you want to achieve? And he said, I want to be a rock star. I was like, okay, we can look at that and we can definitely work on that. So for a couple weeks, I gave him some homework and we looked at that, and noticed that he wasn't doing it. And I was just like, why are you not doing the homework in which, you know, it's going to take the steps to get you to the goal that you had brought forth and that you want to do? And so we started diving into his belief a little bit more. Now, we dove into, why did you want to be a rock star? Well, I want to be a rock star to be recognized. Okay, well, recognized. What is recognition to you? We went into that whole thing. And then who do you want to recognize? And he stopped and he thought, and I don't know, everyone. I was like, well, name the 5 top people that come to mind. Turns out that he wanted to be recognized by specific people. And he didn't actually want to become a rock star. We got to that point. He didn't want to actually become a rock star. He just wanted a better relationship with these 5 specific people. Well, actually it was 3, but he wanted a better relationship with them. He realized that they were kind of ignoring him, not paying attention to him, and at that point he had this deep-seated need to be recognized almost by everyone at this point, but really it was those people who he wanted a better relationship. He wanted to be recognized and validated by. This is why it's important to understand the motivation behind your goals, the motivation behind what you want to do and why you want to do it. So a simple trick for that, it's called the 5 whys. That's 10. It's called the 5 whys. And why do you want to do this? Well, because of this. Well, why is that important to you? Well, I guess because of this. Well, why is that going to get you to where you want? So you just keep going down the 5 whys. Basically, you analyze the thing to death. And if the goal turns out to be something you don't actually want, right? If it's something you don't actually want, scrap it and look at the true need. Look at the actual underlying basic need that you're looking for. In this case, he wanted recognition and some closeness with these people in his life. If you do want the goal, okay, well, if that's the case, let's break it down into steps, because many times goals can be so overwhelming that we don't really, we really want to stop. Don't forget that scheduling is important. You have to put it in your schedule, either daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on the goal. Let's just say you want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, that's a decent goal. It's specific. Let's say you want to lose 50 pounds in 4 months. Okay, even more specific. So you work on it little by little every single day. Don't forget Time amplifies everything. Time can be your best friend, and it can also be your worst enemy. Time is very unforgiving. So the sooner you start on your goals, the better, because you don't want to be 40, 50, 60 and say, I never achieved the goals I wanted to achieve. I look at 2020 and I'm like, man, can we get this year back? No, you can't. You can't get time back. I've had days that I've wasted. Can I get that day back? No, you can't. So the first thing is you do things daily. You work on your goal daily. The second thing, and we talked about this in the last video, is scheduling. You want to put it in your schedule. And other ways to keep yourself accountable besides scheduling is journaling about it. Most people I know don't like to journal. I never ask my clients anymore to journal because most of them just turn it down anyway. But it is extremely powerful if you do it. The other thing, the thing I've been doing, I call it journaling, but it's actually data tracking or progress tracking, is that you can write down the progress that you've made instead of just journaling. It's not like Dear Diary, today I X, Y, and Z. It's, you write down, this is what I did today, this is how I felt, this is, where was my motivation level, all that stuff. You can do data tracking, obviously scheduling. And one of the most popular ways of keeping yourself accountable is getting someone else to do it for you. Finding an accountability partner. And that's good too, because there's a lot of camaraderie and there's a lot of external motivation and external encouragement. Sometimes it's hard to be self-motivated and self-encouraging. And in the next video I talk about, I'm going to go into why that's actually so hard. It has to do with the amount of negative thoughts the average brain has, which is extremely high, by the way. So you focus on one task at a time. You do little bit at a time. Now here's the thing. If you want to make more progress, if you want to move faster and faster, I don't completely recommend this. I mean, maybe add a little bit more if you're doing pretty good. But if you add too much, let's say you're trying to lose the 50 pounds in 4 months, let's say you're exercising too much, you can burn yourself out. And so it's important not to add too much. And the other thing is, maybe you don't burn yourself out. Maybe you become overwhelmed and you say, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to make the progress I want to make. If you truly want to start making progress, if that's truly something you want to do, focus on just today. Yes, plan for the future, but don't look at those. Plan for the future, don't live there. Those are two different things. Living in the future is going to bring a lot of anxiety. And the other thing is, if you fail, let's say you fail, you're trying to eat healthy, or you're trying to exercise, or you're trying to, whatever it is you're trying to do, and you fail for that day, give yourself grace. Do not beat yourself up. That's just going to make it worse. And you live in the future, brings anxiety. You live in the past, that brings depression. Guess what? Anxiety and depression are hardcore motivational killers. Understand your belief and your motivation behind your goals and make sure that's what you really want to do. If it's really something you want to do, break it down into steps. And then work one day at a time. Bring yourself back to that present moment and keep yourself accountable. So in my next video, I'm going to start going deep into mindset, okay? It's actually cognitive behavioral therapy. And so I'm going to come off of goals for a little bit, and I'm going to actually start looking more at mindset. And at this point, for anyone who wants to look at what they believe, why they believe, it has nothing really to do with goals at this point. But if you're looking to get over depression or anxiety or anger or trauma, stuff like that, this is very important. And we're going to be viewing the brain as an organ rather than who we are as a person. Very informative. So like, subscribe, follow, and stay tuned for more.